Welcome back, guys, to the Naissus Fantasy Podcast. With me, as usually, is Kellie-Anne Davidsson.
Hello, hello.
And today we're moving away from A Knight of the Seven Kingdom, and we're moving back a couple of years in the world's history to TV show House of the Dragon, which centers around the Dance of the Dragons.
Yes.
But before we get into the actual dance, today we're going to talk about Season 1 of House of the Dragon. And before we get into the nitty-gritty of everything, we need to get the chessboard clear for us. All the characters and moving pieces.
Yes.
So we're going to start with King Viserys, the first Targaryen, the ruler of the Seven Kingdoms and father to Princess Rhaenyra. And when the show starts, we get to know how he actually became a king.
Yes.
Before him was King Jaehaerys, who was considered a very good monarch, good king of the realm.
Mm-hmm.
But his succession was thrown into question as they were coming near to the end of his life. And they held a sort of high council of Westeros, where all the noble houses got to vote who will inherit the Iron Throne. And it stood between him, King Viserys, and a princess. And ominously they say that a woman will never sit on the Iron Throne. And King Viserys was elected king. And as we follow him throughout this season, we get to see the struggles of him. And next we have his daughter, Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen, the king's firstborn child, and later named heir to the Iron Throne. And when we first meet her, she's in her early teens, right?
Yeah, around 12 or 13, I think.
Yeah, and throughout the show we will see her grow up. Next on the list we have Prince Daemon Targaryen, also known as the Rogue Prince.
Yes.
Brother of Viserys, and as the show starts, he is the heir to the Iron Throne, because Viserys does not have any sons. And the law of inheritance in Westeros is that the eldest son inherits the throne.
Yes.
And since Viserys does not have any sons, that makes Daemon first in the line of succession.
Yes, yes.
So let's move on. Next we have Alicent Hightower, the daughter of Otto Hightower and second wife of King Viserys, and also childhood friend of Princess Rhaenyra.
Yes.
Her father was named the Hand of the King to King Viserys, and as he moved to court, he took his daughter with him, and I believe she served as a court maiden and courtly friend to Rhaenyra, so it was sort of opposition originally, but I think the friendship matured naturally between the two.
Yes, they were about the same age, if I believe so.
Yeah, and that was a common thing in real European royal life, that you would bring women to court, and they would hold a position, a social position, to either be handmaidens to the queen or friends to the queen, while the men did the royal work.
Yes.
So her father is Sir Otto Hightower, Hand of the King, and father to Alicent. And to clarify, the Hand of the King is sort of the prime minister of the realm. He's the second hand of the king. And depending on the king, that decides on how hands-on he is with the governance of the realm. And Sir Otto Hightower is very hands-on, you can say. Next, we have Lord Corlys Velaryon, known as the Sea Snake, Lord of House Velaryon and the most famous seafarer in Westeros. And House Velaryon is one of the two High Valyrian houses of Westeros, which brings us back to the Seven Kingdoms were founded when Aegon the Conqueror, who was a descendant of the old Valyrian freehold, the superpower of this world, emigrated to Dragonstone, an island outside of Westeros.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And he conquered the realm with his 3 dragons. And with him, he had his bannerman, House Velaryon. So there are only 2 families that are descendants from High Valyria, and the Velaryons are one of those. Next, we have Princess Rhaenys Targaryen, wife to Lord Corlys, and known as the Queen Who Never Was. Yes. And she was the one that the noblemen of Westeros could have voted for to succeed King Jaehaerys.
But they didn't.
Exactly. Next is Sir Criston Cole, a skilled knight of the King's Guard with a complicated history with Rhaenyra. So as the show opens up, he is a knight of the realm. He wins the great tourney of King's Landing, celebrating the birth of King Viserys' son,
Yes.
who unfortunately dies.
With his wife.
Yeah, with his first wife.
Yes.
And later on, Sir Criston Cole becomes a member of the King's Guard and the personal bodyguard of Princess Rhaenyra. And now we come to Prince Aegon II Targaryen, the second Aegon to bear the name after Aegon the Conqueror. And this is also like an important thing in royal families. If you take, for example, the person who inspired Aegon the Conqueror, King Wilhelm the Conqueror of Normandy, who conquered England. So after him being named Willem, or in modern English William, meant that you were sort of his successor.
Yeah.
So you were measured from that person. So he is the firstborn son of King Viserys and Alicent Hightower, because as we mentioned, Alicent will marry King Viserys and have children with him. And we're going to get into more details about him later on.
Yes.
And then we have a very complicated man,
Oh,
Prince Aemond Targaryen, second son of Viserys and Alicent, known for his intensity and being the rider of the greatest, biggest dragon, Vhagar. Which brings us back to Aegon the Conqueror. Aegon rode the dragon Balerion the Black Dread, the largest dragon, and legend says that when he flew over the armies, he blackened the sun because of his great size. It was also Balerion the Black Dread who destroyed the greatest keep in Westeros, named Harrenhal.
Harrenhal, okay.
Where he swallowed the entire keep in fire and melted it down, so that King Harren the Black died in his own castle that he thought would protect him from the dragons. At this time, Balerion is dead, and Balerion's last rider was King Viserys. But Vhagar still lives from the original 3 dragons that Aegon conquered Westeros with. So that dragon is sort of like the last living relic from the conquest, which makes the dragon symbolically very important for House Targaryen, and so forth. It becomes very prestigious for Aemond to be his rider. So, those are the players. And what is the game? Well, the game is the succession after King Viserys. The entire show centers around who will inherit the Iron Throne after King Viserys.
Yes.
And as we said, originally it was supposed to be Prince Daemon Targaryen. He is later removed from the line of succession, and Viserys proclaims his daughter, Princess Rhaenyra, as heir to the Iron Throne. But as the show unfolds and events happen, that succession will be called into question.
Yes.
So before we move over there, let's talk about the beginning of the show. What was like your take starting to watch this, when you get to see a young Princess Rhaenyra and her father and the horrors of the miscarriage?
I think for her, it's, of course, for King Viserys, it's a big trauma to lose not only his wife, but his firstborn son. And he's left with only a daughter. Because in the Middle Ages and everything, daughters, they aren't valued. They're like livestock. You choose to give them away to get privileges from other countries, and her only job is to get married and become pregnant and produce heirs, sons.
Yeah, sort of. And you can also see the echo of that in Alicent Hightower, who has been taught the same role for women by her father, Otto Hightower.
Yes.
Whereas Alicent accepts that role in society much more than Rhaenyra, who refuses to accept that role for herself.
Yes.
It's a big hassle for Viserys to find a husband for her.
Yes.
She's not very into the process.
No.
He tries to do his best to make it a process she will accept.
Yes, but for me, as a woman, I can see a bit of myself in her. She's a strong, independent woman. I don't need no man. I can do this thing by myself.
Yeah, I understand, but I think that sometimes when we discuss these topics from a historical perspective, we can sort of simplify it. Yes, it's absolutely true that the role of women in the question of love wasn't easy for high aristocracy, but it could sometimes be the same for men.
Yes.
Picture, for example, that I am the king of Sweden, and I have a great rivalry with Denmark. And in order to protect myself in a future war, I need to ally the Kingdom of Norway. So I tell my son that the King of Norway has a princess.
Yes.
You have to marry her.
Yeah.
But father, I don't love her. I don't like her. I'm not attracted to her. This is politics. Marriage has nothing to do with love. You will marry the princess of Norway and that is it.
Yes,
You're
make it
doing
work.
this for the security of the realm.
Yes.
We need allies against the Danish.
Yes.
So, I mean, those things could happen. But yeah, men had a lot more freedom. And also, since marriages were mostly political, infidelity was more accepted for men.
Yes.
However, a princess or queen can't go around cheating
No.
because she might get pregnant. However, the prince or king could do so and just not acknowledge his bastards.
Yes.
So yeah,
It's easier for men to not acknowledge their bastards.
yeah,
than for a woman.
Definitely like more complicated for women than men. But I'm just saying it wasn't without complications completely for men.
No.
It's a question of nuance.
Yes, of course.
And we will get back to the subject of bastards later on in the episode. Well, so then we have Prince Daemon. And why was he removed from the line of succession? Well, Daemon and King Viserys had a very complicated relationship. And I think a common theme of this entire season is people misunderstanding the intentions of King Viserys.
Yes.
They constantly misunderstand what he's saying.
It's like they won't even listen to him. They just hear the words he said. And they were like, oh, I think I get it. I'm going to do this. And it was the exact opposite from what he actually meant.
Yeah, so in the first episode we get to see that Prince Daemon Targaryen has become the captain of the city guard, the Gold Cloaks,
Oh, yeah.
to restore law and order in the city. And he does it in a very brutal manner. He goes
course.
in full force and just say, kill the criminals, the rapists, the thieves, everybody.
Yes.
Let's show who is the boss.
Typical Daemon.
And then they have a council meeting and the councilmen are complaining that this was too rough. This wasn't the proper way to do things. Otto Hightower makes it clear that he doesn't like Daemon, doesn't think that he have anything in court to do, and wants him removed. Viserys says, he is my brother.
Yes.
He will always have a place in my court, and remember that.
Yes, of course.
Otto Hightower complains that he's a threat. He tries to say, like, Daemon might take the throne from you. And Viserys says he has no temper for those things. And what Viserys is trying to say is not, I believe my brother will stab me in the back and take my throne. He's trying to say in a way that Otto will respect that he's not a threat.
Yes.
Because he doesn't feel that I can say to Otto, no, I blindly trust my brother. My brother loves me. I'm not afraid of that. Because that is not a message that Otto's mind will accept.
No.
But saying, even if he would want to take the throne, he's not capable of it. So he's not a threat to me. No. And I love my brother and I trust my brother. End of discussion, he's staying.
Yes.
But that's not what Daemon heard.
No.
Daemon heard, my brother don't think I'm fit to be king. My brother don't love me. My brother don't care about me. And his bitch of a wife is pregnant. And if it's a son, I will lose my chance to be king.
Yes,
I'm prove to the world that I'm not a fuck up. I am capable of being king. I should be king. Yes. So when the prince dies, the newly born son, Daemon is out partying. He is drunk. And he makes a joke, a toast to the king that never was. And this gets back to Viserys. And what he hears is, my wife has died, my son has died, and you're out with your horse and friends celebrating the death of my son when you should be here supporting me through this grief, when you should be with your family.
Yeah.
Why do you cut me so deep?
Yeah.
And then they have that confrontation at the throne room. And there's so much emotion, there's so much anger, there's so much unspoken hate between these brothers. But they really still love each other, but in that moment they just can't hear each other.
No, their communication skills aren't that good.
Especially not in that situation. And Daemon tries to explain to his brother that you're surrounded by vultures. You can't trust Otto Hightower. He doesn't care about you.
He only wants power.
He only wants power. If he could be king himself, he would definitely go for it.
Yes, if you would only give him a chance.
You need me, I will protect you.
Yes.
Viserys says, what will you protect me from? And he says, yourself. because you're too weak. Which is a word that cuts very deep for Viserys, because he's also insecure. But Daemon didn't truly mean weak. More likely he meant you're too kind.
Yeah.
You're not willing to see the villains around you. I am. Together, we can balance each other out.
Yes.
And I do believe if they would have had a more functioning relationship as brothers, they would have been a good team in court.
Oh yeah. I believe
Daemon
so.
would have been able to see the potential threats, realize that Otto Hightower, he is not the best hand of the king.
No.
We can find better people than him, which Viserys later on does. He does fire Otto Hightower and recruits a new hand of the king, who is much more better for him.
Yeah.
Until that guy gets assassinated, but that's a different question.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's a complicated relationship, but I think they already in episode 1 set sort of the theme for the season. Miscommunication within a family.
Yes. And I think that's a very normal thing for all people. So when they watch the show, they can like, oh, I can see myself in this situation. Because a lot of people don't know how to communicate well, how they're feeling and what they're thinking. And then misconception happens.
Yeah.
You misinterpret each other.
And then go over to Alicent Hightower, because her father Otto schemes for her to marry the king. She's very young at that point.
Yes, like only
very
15.
Insecure. But she wants to do what her father tells her to do. And he's grieving, he's in pain. They find each other. It's not necessarily a marriage of love. No. It's politics.
Yeah.
And she buys into this worldview that we mentioned earlier, that she has a role in her family, and that is to marry the most suitable and powerful man. And there's no higher up than a king. She will become queen. It's like, if love is a game, and the point of the game is marrying the most powerful man, then clearly she won the game.
Oh, yes.
And they will come to have 3 children. And since the game of love, as she has been taught it, is to strengthen your family, then of course she wants one of her sons to sit on the Iron Throne.
Yes, she only wants the best for herself and her family, her blood.
Yeah. And then we come to Otto again, who is scheming behind all of this, and he directly decides that, okay, Rhaenyra was made crown princess, but that was in the lack of a male heir. There are male heirs now. We have Aegon II and we have Aemond.
Yes.
She is no longer necessary to be heir. King Viserys should change that.
But he won't.
He won't.
Because he made a promise all those years ago.
Yes, and he stands by his word. Yes. So Otto, of course, realizes, okay, I might not be able to convince the king to change his mind, but I can change the outcome after his death. So, I mean, Otto starts scheming for that really early on in the show.
Yeah.
When it happens at the end of the season, you truly see that he has fought through this scenario like a million times and prepared for it. Everything has been fought through. And that brings us to Rhaenyra. And her complicated love life. Because where Alicent decided to play by the game, Rhaenyra does not play by the game.
No.
She has a romance with her uncle, Daemon. She has a romance with her bodyguard, Sir Criston Cole. And then she decides to agree with the political marriage and marries the homosexual son of Lord Corlys Velaryon.
Yes.
Which presents a bit of an issue, which brings us back to the question of bastards. Yes. She makes a deal with her Velaryon husband that we can be married on paper, but you can keep being homosexual and I can sleep with other men.
Yes.
And we will just say that there are our children. So, okay, it sounds simple.
It's a win-win in their minds.
And then we have the problem of genetics, you know.
Yes. She has white hair.
How do you politically correctly describe the skin color of House Velaryon? African American? Yeah. And she's a Targaryen. They're supposed to have white hair and purple eyes. They removed the detail of purple eyes in the TV show. But they're supposed to have white hair. And out comes the sons. Coal black hair.
Yes.
Super white.
Yes.
I mean, if I was a nobleman in Westeros, I would immediately understand that ain't the kids of those two.
Yeah. Of course, genetics can play around a bit.
with all three?
Yes, genetics are not always right, but when you look at it from a helicopter view, you can see they are all bastards. Yes.
Yeah. I could buy one of them having black hair and being brown. I could buy one of them having, white skin but father's hair. I mean,
yeah.
but every single one of them doesn't look a bit like their mother or father.
No. They look more like Rhaenyra than her husbands.
Yeah, apart from not having
the white hair.
The white hair.
They're just as pale as her, but nothing else look like her.
Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty understandable that the rumor in court start going around.
Yes.
And they know that, okay, wait a minute, she's spending a lot of time with a member of House Strong who owns Castle Harrenhal.
Yes.
The son of the new king of the hand after Otto was removed.
Mm-hmm.
And they all in House Strong have black hair.
Yes. It's pretty obvious.
And because of, the conflicts between Rhaenyra and Alicent, where really the core of their problem is that Alicent has always played by the rules.
And Rhaenyra
has always broken the rules.
Yes.
And Alicent doesn't like that.
No.
So there's some animosity there.
Yes.
And also she has her children with Viserys. And as they grow up, they learn history. Like, we're supposed to inherit the throne. For some reason, our half-sister is going to inherit the throne. And that's something you have to remember also, that she's not like the niece to these princes.
Yeah.
They're siblings.
Yeah.
She's the older half-sister.
Yeah.
They haven't grown up together, so there's not the same natural love.
No. They don't actually know each other.
Yeah, so animosity festers between them. And also on the children level, like Aegon and Aemond, they're like uncles to Rhaenyra's kids.
Yeah.
Even though they're in similar age.
Yeah, they're the same age.
Yeah.
Practically.
But I'm your uncle, you're supposed to show me respect, but I'm supposed to show you respect because you're heir to the Iron Throne. Like, complicated dynamic.
Especially for children.
Yeah. So, and on top of that, you have your mother's not loving the other children. And I mean, it festers animosity between these two.
Oh, yes.
Parts of the family.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, Aegon and Aemond, as they grow up, hear the same rumors that they are bastards. And they don't like these kids.
Of course not.
So they take it for a fact, like they're bastards. When will our father realize that those kids aren't Targaryens?
Yes.
In a legal sense.
Mm.
Because you take your father's name, not your mother's name.
Mm.
They're false. They're not true members of our house.
No.
And as we go on in the show and they grow up and we get to see like Aemon and Aegon and Lucerys and so forth being grown-ups or young adults.
Yeah.
They start to make their own place in this conflict. And this is also when we get back to King Viserys, because early on in the show, he got his finger pricked on the throne.
Oh, yes.
And has been battling that disease since the beginning of the show, and he's dying.
Yeah.
And he's very sick.
Oh, yes.
And you have this heartbreaking scene where King Viserys gathers his whole family and have this speech about family. He just wants everyone to get along.
Oh, yeah.
Wants the House of the Dragon stand united.
The dinner scene.
Yeah. And first it's corridor. It's like nice, friendly. And then he gets like too much pain and he needs to go to bed. And they go right back to hating each other.
Of course.
And Aemon sets it off with a toast where he says, "A toast to my nephews, 3 strong boys."
Oh, yes.
Because the rumor is that they're actually members of House Strong.
Yes.
Bastards of House Strong.
Yes, and not real Targaryens.
Yeah, so that sets up the fight. And then we might ask, okay, so why does Aemond hate them so much? Well, one of them cut off his eye when he was a kid.
Yes, it was actually by accident, I believe, personally. But he was a victim of bullying throughout his whole adolescence and childhood.
Yeah.
From his brother and his
nephews.
Yeah,
everybody bullied him.
Yes, they didn't believe in him. He was just this weak kid.
Weak and weird.
Yeah, weak and weird, and he looked weird and everything.
Yeah. And I mean, that also says a lot about why he becomes the man he becomes, that we get to see a lot of in season 2.
Yes.
Which we will get into in a different episode. But yeah, he was really bullied, and that is why he set so much time into learning how to fight, reading, knowledge, to show that I'm strong, I'm capable.
Yes.
While his bigger brother, who the Greens wants to become the heir to the throne, is a real fuck up, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a party boy. He drinks, he parties. He's not very smart. Definitely not somebody who should be king.
No, and he likes to sleep around as well.
Yeah. So I mean, okay. So we have 3 potential. No. Now I'm getting ahead of myself. We have 4 potential claimants to the throne.
Yes.
Rhaenyra Targaryen, Aegon the fuck up, Aemon the bullied kid with chip on his shoulder, and the rogue prince Daemon Targaryen.
Yes.
So before we continue, like, what do we think about these 4 people, and who would be the best king or queen of Westeros?
I want to say Princess Rhaenyra, actually.
Yeah, you're Team Rhaenyra.
I am Team Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
Through and through.
Yeah, and I would say like pros and cons about them all. Rhaenyra definitely. She has, prepared for this a very long time, and had her eyes set on becoming the queen.
Yeah.
Daemon has a lot of strengths, but he's very impulsive. He's very reckless, but he's a great fighter, a great commander of troops. But a great warrior doesn't necessarily make a great king.
No.
If you take real history, Winston Churchill was a great prime minister of Great Britain during World War II. He was a great war leader.
Yeah.
He was not good in peacetime, so they replaced him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's something we realize in modern democracies, that each time has its leader. So when the realm is at war, you need someone like Daemon who can rally the troops and lead them in the front. And we also see him fight in wars in season 1. Like you have the fight at the Stepstones, the war in Stepstones.
Yeah. Where
he is the highest commander of the war. And the war is sort of like a rebellion against his brother to show what he can do. And then we have Aegon. Bad fit for king in every category. Shouldn't be king. And then we have Aemond. And on paper, Aemond is a good fighter. He's smart. He's knowledgeable. But he has a huge chip on his shoulder. Yeah. And he has a lot of childhood trauma.
Yeah.
And he has become sort of a psychopath because of it.
Yeah, and I believe Aemond and Daemon, they are kind of alike in their way to act.
Yeah, each other's mirror.
Yes.
Two generations cut from the same cloth, you could say.
Yeah. But Rhaenyra isn't like any of them.
Yeah.
She's kind, she's strong.
But indecisive.
Yes. So,
but we will get into that in season 2 because we don't get to see a lot of it in season 1. But there's a little bit of foreshadowing.
Yes.
Her weakness as a monarch is her incapability of making a decision.
Yes.
In a time of war.
Yeah.
Which brings us to question. We have our players, and they will be in 2 teams: the Greens and the Blacks. Yes. The Greens support the claim of Aegon the First Targaryen, and the Blacks support the claim of Rhaenyra Targaryen. Which brings us to the conflict: the Greens versus the Blacks, and what leads on to that conflict. At the end of Viserys' life, he's very sick. Yes. He gets a lot of milk of the puppy to handle the pain. So he doesn't really know what he's saying sometimes. And
he is high.
Yeah, he's high as damn. And he's talking to his wife, Alicent Hightower, but he thinks that he's talking to his daughter Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
And he's saying something about Aegon, the prince that was promised, and you must rule the realm. And Alicent takes it as he's changed his mind. He wants Aegon to be king. Yeah. And as she says that to her father, who is, again, the hand of the king, Mr. Otto the Schemer Hightower, he says, oh yeah, and we're a go.
And
time
finally.
To initiate the state coup, the coup d'etat, the coup de grace. And he sets out to install Aegon as the king. And this kicks off the conflict. The Greens versus the Blacks. Yeah. The Dance of the Dragon, the battle for the Iron Throne. And the Dance of the Dragon will also be the conflict that will take the Targaryens from the peak of their power to what we see in A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, when they have no dragons and actually have to go to a shitty tourney in Ashford just to show themselves, something that Prince Daemon, King Viserys, and so forth never would have done.
No.
Because they're too fancy for that.
Yes. Too fancy, too rich, too powerful.
Yeah. So I'm curious, give me your take. You've seen A Knight of Seven Kingdoms and you've seen House of the Dragon. Like, what do you feel are the differences between how the families are portrayed in the different shows?
Oh. For the Targaryens, there's the biggest difference, I believe. They practically lost all their power that they had. They have no dragons, practically like no money. The people doesn't look up to them anymore.
Yeah, they're no longer gods.
Yeah. So there's this massive change in hierarchy, I believe. From the top of the top to the not absolute bottom, but not far from it.
Yeah. Yeah, clearly a big difference.
Yeah.
I would also say that, Prince Baelor, Breakspear, would have been a very good king, very likable.
Yeah.
But you don't have the same dynamic characters as in House of the Dragon.
No.
With King Viserys, Prince Daemon, Prince Aemon, the Princess Rhaenyra. You have a lot more strong Targaryen characters. Whereas so far in A Knight of Seven Kingdoms, the only one who felt strong and powerful was Baelor.
Yeah.
None of them, the others, lived up to the Targaryen name, so to say.
No, for me, I believe they're just brats who kind of thinks of the past.
Yeah.
They want to believe that they're still powerful and perhaps maybe we'll get dragons sometime.
Yeah.
But probably not. But
yes, especially Brightflame, the prince that fights
Yes.
with Duncan the Tall.
Yes, I think he's like he think he's Daemon.
Yeah.
Practically.
Yeah, his ancestor.
He's my ancestor, and I believe I'm just as strong and powerful, and I can kill everybody if I want to. But no, you're just a spoiled brat.
Yeah. And also you have Aegon the Conqueror and his legacy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a strong and famous noble house.
Yeah.
But we see them at a very weak point. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. But also, if we speak about the show more broadly, what appealed to you? Because this was your first entry into the world of Game of Thrones, and you haven't watched a lot of fantasy before.
No.
So what was your take on the show in general, and what appealed to you?
For me, it's Princess Rhaenyra, actually. Because I see myself in her. Not that I'm a princess, but I work in a male-dominated field. I'm a truck driver. So I can recognize some of the struggles that she's going throughout the seasons, 1 and 2. But especially the last few episodes in season 1, where they all start to question her, only because she's a woman. You can't do this job. You can't be queen. Because a queen is supposed to have a king, and the king is in charge. You are just here to produce children, produce heirs, male heirs. And for me, I personally, since I'm a truck driver, many people doesn't believe that I can do my job just because I'm a woman. I can drive a truck. She can be queen.
To quote Sir Otto Hightower, Rhaenyra is a woman. She is not fit to rule the realm, Your Grace.
He is wrong. I
One
believe so.
must have a banana between their legs in order to rule.
Oh yeah, you can't have a taco between your legs.
There's a clear lack of banana and apples in this court.
Yes, there are too much tacos.
I understand that it becomes very relatable to you. And although I can understand that struggle, I can never fully relate to it because I'm not a woman.
No.
I've never been in a situation where my banana has been the reason why I don't fit in.
Yes.
You have a banana, sir. You cannot work with this. Never been there in life.
No, for me, you have a taco. You can't do this job. You can't reverse a trailer. I'm sorry,
Yes.
you have a taco. But I
the
have a
lack
drive.
of banana,
Yes.
it hinders your entire, balance when you're
Yes.
steering the truck.
Yes, you can't
It's
do
impossible.
it. Yes. The
Uh,
balance is wrong. You have to have the banana.
Yeah. And then you also have, what I liked was, it's, later on in the show, Daemon and Rhaenyra marry and they get children and they become a couple.
Yes.
And you also have the power dynamic between the two of those.
Yes.
And Daemon accepting that he won't be king, he will be king consort, and that's a big difference.
Yeah. Can you explain for me, who isn't as smart as you, what's the difference between a king and a king consort?
Consort means that you're married to the sovereign. The sovereign is the ruler. So because usually it is the king who is the sovereign, you don't usually add the consort part to queen. Instead you would say queen regent to clarify that the queen rules. Consort, king consort, that this is simply a man with a banana married to the dictator. Not the source of power and decision maker of the realm. Mostly diplomatic clarification so that other kingdoms know that I shouldn't send my letter addressed to the king, because he's the king consort. He doesn't actually make any decisions. It's the queen.
Yes.
So I need to address my letter to the queen.
Yes.
Otherwise, it would just be, you're used to it being the king, so you will address the letter to the king.
Yeah.
So if the king of France needs to contact the king of Britain, he will send a letter to king of Britain. But if he knows he's the king consort, then he will understand, okay, I need to send it to the queen regent. Otherwise, she will be offended. That won't help my diplomatic pursuits.
No.
So that is really the reason for those extra titles.
Okay.
And that's also a bit of foreshadowing, because we will see in season 2 the best castellan of the world handling Sir Prince Daemon when he's in Harrenhal.
Oh yeah, the haunted castle, right?
Yes.
Where he goes crazy.
Yeah.
Bit by bit.
When Daemon asks the castellan, who am I married to? Well, who am I married to? Well, the queen. What does that make me? King. Consort. Still not king.
No.
I love that character, but as I said, we're gonna go more into him when we get to season 2. But also, so let's talk about the characters more from the perspective. Which characters did you like the most, and which stayed with you after the show? And which of the characters are you rooting for?
Well, of course, I am Team Black. I love Rhaenyra, and I also love Daemon, even with his flaws. But I do think they are the ultimate power couple, because where he is fierce and like fire, she can calm him down and be more smart about things, just like women are all doing.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, for me, I really liked King Viserys.
Yes.
I think the actor did a tremendous job.
Of course, yes.
Huge applause to him.
Yeah.
I also liked Prince Daemon. He's a cool cat.
Yes.
Really good with a sword.
Mm-hmm.
But here I will be a little bit controversial, but I like Aemond as well, because I can understand where he's coming from.
Yes.
He's not bad because he was born bad. The world made him bad.
Yeah.
And although I would like to see a redemption for him, I don't think that's where we're going with this character arc.
No.
But if I could decide, I would have liked to see a redemption arc for him. Also, Aegon is he's sort of a tragic character as well, because he never even wanted to be king.
No.
When they tried to install him in the beginning, he tried to run away and hide.
Yes.
They had to drag him back kicking and screaming because he did not want to be king.
And he said it multiple times, I don't want to be king.
Yeah. Just let me run to Essos, Aemond, you can be king.
Yes,
I don't want this.
Yeah,
no.
I don't want it. You can have it. I don't want it.
And then we have the character that everybody forgets. Helena Targaryen, the sister of Aegon and Aemond.
Yes.
And the wife of Aegon Targaryen, because they like their incest, the Targaryens.
Yes, they do.
Which is also connected back that they are the descendants of this ancient and powerful culture of Valyria. And the common folk at this point of the story sort of view them as divine because they have dragons.
Yeah.
So therefore they think if we water out our Valyrian blood, we might lose control of the dragons. We are gods.
Yes.
And they have taken some inspiration for that from some real civilizations, like the ancient pharaohs of Egypt believed that they were divine, so they would also marry their siblings.
Yes.
Because I'm a descendant from a god. If I marry regular people, the divine blood will water out, and I will lose my divine power.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, it was also the same in Persia before they converted to Islam, when they had their original ice and fire religion.
Oh.
Which is very hard for me to pronounce. Zoroastrianism, something like this, which also is the inspiration for the religion in Essos in Game of Thrones called the Lord of Light.
Oh.
The inspiration for that religion is the ancient Persian religion, where you believed in a good fire god and a bad ice god.
Okay.
And the name of the book series is A Song of Ice and Fire.
Yes. So that's where it comes from.
Yeah. Yeah, as I would say, like, if you need to criticize something, I would say that a bit of a problem with this show is it's a lot of setup in this season. We already knew that the show is going to be about this civil war. So everybody's waiting for the civil war. Yeah. So we get an entire season of setup, which means that everybody is expecting that season 2 is going to be the war.
Yes.
And season 2 was even more setup.
Yes.
Every episode you think now starts the war.
Yes.
But no.
You have to wait. You have to wait for the good part.
Yeah. So next episode, we're going into season 2 of House of the Dragon.
Yes.
And the continuation of House of the Setup.
Yes.
Thank you for today, and may fire and blood always be with you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.